EVO got its start in the arcades of Southern California, but has since grown to the biggest fighting game tournament in the world. Over its first 13 years, it went from just a handful of competitors to over 1,000. And its crowned champions, like Alex Valle, Justin Wong, and Daigo Umehara. The tournament survived the dark ages of the mid-2000s and exploded in 2009 when Street Fighter IV came out. But people couldn't even imagine just how big it was going to get. EVO began as a way for the American FGC to come together and settle the score, but eventually it became an international festival dedicated to celebrating the FGC, preserving arcade culture, and crowning world champions. And after surviving a dark age and weathering the storm of the mid-2000s, EVO bounced back in 2009, thanks in part to Street Fighter IV's arrival.
Oh no, it's all gonna come right down to this. Daigo Umehara takes it. And Justin must admit, that was an excellent match, and the crowd is on its feet.
After winning in 2009, Street Fighter legend Daigo Umehara turned his historic legacy into something more modern, more real. And in 2010, he did it all over again. The Super Street Fighter IV tournament at EVO 2010 saw nearly double the entrants, but all the warriors in the world couldn't stop Daigo, who brought down Shiza, Mike Ross, and beat Ricky Ortiz twice to take home his second straight EVO win.
Daigo Umehara is your Evolution 2010 champion. Wow. Right down to the last hit in the final round.
Meanwhile, the Marvel 2 show was just about over. By the time Justin won in 2010, it seemed like it was done as a tournament game. Street Fighter IV brought EVO back to life, but fans simply couldn't believe that Capcom could do it again. That is, not until Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Just like with Street Fighter IV, Capcom did what many thought was impossible, and gave fans a follow-up to a legendary, decade-old game. It was an era just before Marvel's movies got huge, an era before the FGC was being integrated into the larger eSports ecosystem. It was basically the only time it could happen.
It's right here, can he get it?
Got the level 3 kick.
There it is! Viscat, Jay Snyder, it's Evolution 2011, Marvel vs. Capcom 3 Championship, give it up!
Viscant took first in 2011, surprising plenty of people who expected one of the old Marvel gods to take the tournament. But Justin tailed behind in third place.
Justin Wong, he's smiling. I know he's going to take this one inside. He worked really hard, and yes.
In 2012, Justin dropped to a tie for 7th, as F-Champ took the top spot.
Champ 2012 Evolution champion, wow!
The next year, though, Justin got close. He was in the grand finals against Flocker and played an unbelievably close set.
You know what, Flocker won, but I definitely give the MVP to Justin Wong, man. He had to climb, dude.
And finally, in 2014, Justin reclaimed his throne with an underdog win against Chris G.
Justin takes it! He takes it!
Justin's win, and of course, his now iconic pop-off, all but ended an era of Marvel at EVO. Sure, the game continued to appear at the tournament for 3 more years, but things felt like they were slowing down, if only a little. Cane Blue River took an underdog victory in 2015.
Keep in mind, this is the first tournament that KBR has ever won. What a tournament for it to be.
Chris G won in 2016 before a frightening visit from the spirit of Marvel.
Random. Chris G.
And in 2017, Ryan LV, the hometown hero, won what looks to be the last official Marvel vs. Capcom 3 tournament EVO will ever see.
No more chip for Chris G.
Oh,
That's it!
We got your new Evolution 2017 Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 champion.
While Marvel 3's history at EVO was explosive, the franchise left the event with more of a whimper. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite was left off the official roster in 2018 due to weak sales and EVO not believing there were enough players to hold a tournament. And while Marvel will be at the event as a side tournament, the biggest fighting game tournament in the world looks like it's leaving one of the games that built it behind. But in Marvel's glory days at EVO, it created some of the tournament's hypest moments. In 2011, Justin Wong updated his legendary 2007 comeback with a new one in Marvel 3.
Boom! Oh, he's got it! He's got it! Oh! Justin Wong! Oh, baby!
An 8-year-old Noah Solis shocked the world with his own incredible Marvel play.
Hey, great job to Noah. Came out here.
Noah, round of applause.
I mean, how do you not give that kid all the respect in the world?
Top 48 out of like 1,500 people for an 8-year-old kid.
In Street Fighter that year, Saudi Arabian player Latif went deeper in Street Fighter 4 than anyone could have expected.
Latif
eliminated.
Has eliminated Daigo the Beast Umahara.
The next year, 2012, belonged to international competitors, as Infiltration won Street Fighter 4.
And this could be it!
Down to his last pixel.
Infiltration has won!
And Korea's Mad KOF dueled Mexico's Bala for the King of Fighters 13 title.
It's over! It's over! Mad KOF takes it all the way from Korea! And with all his friends, they all came down here and they won! KOF 13 for the first year, 2012. Your winner is Mad KOF.
2013 brought controversy, but it also brought back a game that would change EVO forever. EVO's organizers announced the 7 tournament games for 2013 in January, but also announced a charity drive to add an 8th game to the lineup. The rules were simple. Whichever community raised the most money for breast cancer research got their game at EVO. There were over a dozen games vying for that last spot at the tournament, but the real competition was between indie darling Skullgirls and Melee, which hadn't been at EVO since 2007.
Wins Evolution.
Both games broke 5-digit donations, but by February, Melee came out on top, raising $94,683 for breast cancer research, out of the total $225,744 raised by the FGC at large. Skullgirls has never been an official EVO game. Melee, on the other hand, would go on to flourish at EVO, but not before some hiccups. The day before EVO 2013, Nintendo barred the tournament organizers from not only streaming the Melee tournament, but holding it.
Nintendo has taken it away from the fans, literally saying that EVO can hold the tournament, but you can't actually host the games. This is freaking ridiculous. You can't even, they can't stream now. Like,
it's their IP. They can do what they want, and they didn't present us with any options just to keep it open. They were just, hey, we want to shut you down.
Nintendo doubled back on their decision later that day. EVO didn't even do anything. It was the power of the fans, who clamored for their game to be on fighting games' most important, most prestigious stage.
We want to be recognized as a fighting game, first of all, and we also want to be recognized as an esport. So it was really, really important for us to get into EVO so that we can have that recognition.
The next year, Smash was at EVO, and Nintendo sponsored the tournament.
I wanted to officially wish you luck in the final stages of the Super Smash Bros. Melee tournament at EVO 2014.
Smash has gone on to be one of EVO's biggest games, with both Melee and Super Smash Bros. For Wii U right behind Street Fighter as the event's largest tournaments, year after year. Melee went from 692 players in 2013 to 970 the next year, then 1,873 in 2015, and 2,373 in 2016. Smash 4, which joined EVO in 2015, debuted with 1,929 players. The next year, it was at 2,656. In fact, EVO 2015 and 2016 are the 4 biggest Smash tournaments of all time. Smash cemented its place at EVO with growing attendance numbers year over year, but things haven't been easy. Tensions between the fighting game and Smash communities have led to plenty of disagreements between the two scenes. The most notable example? Smash's struggle for the Sunday stage.
I think Melee really needs to calm down with that, and they really need to just accept what's given to us. Like, don't ask for more. We're already at EVO, don't be spoiled. I think the Smash community is really spoiled.
Melee and Smash 4 traded their spots in Sunday's stage show back and forth, with the 2017 Smash 4 Top 8 even being televised on Disney XD.
The 2017 EVO World Championship Super Smash Bros. Live events Sunday at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific on DXP.
Meanwhile, certain fighting game fans often wondered why Smash got to have 2 spots at EVO, while series like Street Fighter only got 1. But at this point, there's no getting Smash out of EVO, and likely, no getting EVO out of Smash.
This time it hits, and we have our champion, Mango, first place here at Evolution 2014 for Super Smash Brothers Melee Singles!
EVO's spotlight shines bright, and like it brought Smash to new relevance outside of just the Smash community, plenty of games have made legends at EVO. KOF had yet another incredible grand finals in 2013, when Reynolds and Wu battled for the fate of the game.
Oh, he did it! He did it! Arcade wins! Oh my Lord!
It was like so hype and energetic. I remember Reynolds putting on the USA shades, you know, he had the shades with the American flag on there, and after winning he was waving the American flag and everything like that. That was also like probably one of the greatest EVO top 8 moments as well.
While Cien and Tokido's Street Fighter 4 Grand Final set was somewhat overshadowed by Infiltration's Hakan pick in the loser semis. 2014 brought Axe's now iconic 4-stock on Silent Wolf.
Destruction!
An unbelievable run from BlazBlue player Galileo.
He takes away most of his health with the base rate.
Hit. He's done it!
He's done it!
Galileo's done it! From the impossible consequences of being in the loser's bracket against a god, a god like Dokra.
And the biggest win the EUFGC had ever seen.
Oh no! Oh no!
Luffy! Luffy has done it! He has taken Evolution 2014!
To be honest with you, I think what he accomplished is probably one of the greatest accomplishments of fighting games, you know, history, to be able to go through the losers bracket and take out so many killers and end up winning EVO against a guy like Bonchan, you know, who at the time felt like he was the shoe-in to win EVO that year. So, for me, it was a really important moment, and really kind of opened the door for a lot of for the worldwide scene of Street Fighter.
EVO has changed over the years, though. It's not just the games that are played or the size of the venue, it's the atmosphere. While EVO got its start as a way to preserve arcade culture, it eventually became the source of a new one: tournament culture. EVO was the first massive fighting game tournament, and while we have plenty of majors all over the world now, EVO was first, and that means something.
The community around fighting games are amazing, like so close-knit and very, very humble and very supportive of each other. It's a really great experience.
Almost everyone at EVO is there to play, and even when they're out, they're playing casual matches, meeting up with old friends, and celebrating their love of fighting games together. EVO is a mecca for fighting game culture. Nearly every fighting game fan in the world wants to go, at least once, to know what it's like to be in that room, to watch that stage, to get to play with the best, the worst, and everyone else. EVO is a celebration of the fighting game community, but it takes an incredible group of people to make that celebration worth it, year after year. 2015 might be best known for the viral "What are you standing up for?" clip.
What are you standing up for? Why? Oh my God! Washida thought it was over and stood up, and Ogawa gave him no remorse.
That is exactly what happens. Don't not celebrate you with pop off.
Oh my God!
But the play in other tournaments that year was just as good. Zero won EVO's first Smash 4 tournament without dropping a single game.
Oh, one? A two?
Is at the destruction!
What? Zero! What a play! Yes, he does it! What an amazing combo! This man is the grand champion here, Super Smash Brothers for Wii U. Zero from Chile, currently residing in SoCal, takes it!
And in the Street Fighter 4 Grand Finals, the unthinkable happened.
Taken down once again, the tournament point for Momochi. He has to win these 2 rounds. Oh no!
No, James. No, James, not like this. Not like this.
Momochi's stick may have broken mid-set, but he soldiered through and won the tournament.
Oh, the counter!
Oh, counter hit! That could be it!
That's it right there!
Momochi!
He's gonna take it!
Evolution.
He is your Evolution 2015 champion!
Perhaps the most notable shift from the underground EVOs of yesteryear to the glitz and glamour of the Mandalay Bay stage broadcast on ESPN is the amount of developer support the tournament has seen in recent years. Capcom first kicked money into the EVO Street Fighter prize pool in 2006, but their contribution has grown over the years. These days, their contributions include more money, status as the biggest tournament on the Capcom Pro Tour, and even new character announcements. Ultra Street Fighter 4 was even announced at EVO 2013, with a trailer packed with EVO footage.
Ultra!
But Capcom isn't the only company to turn around and support EVO and the FGC at large thanks to the tournament's incredible growth. Nintendo went from blocking Smash tournaments in 2013 to sponsoring EVO every year since. Namco Bandai announced Tekken 7 at EVO 2014, and have been announcing new characters at EVO ever since, blowing fans away with their Geese Howard announcement in 2017. And Arc System Works has become one of EVO's biggest supporters, announcing new Guilty Gear and Dragon Ball FighterZ characters, along with BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle at EVO 2017. And at launch, Cross Tag Battle was even branded with the EVO logo on the shrink wrap, telling potential buyers that it was an EVO game. But there is some pushback. Cross Tag Battle, for example, was added to EVO 2018's lineup months before the game was launched, leading to some controversy. But either through luck or intuition, EVO got it right, and Cross Tag Battle is popular. Or maybe its presence at EVO made people take an interest in the game. EVO was built from the ground up by fighting game fans, in a time when support like this was unheard of. Now, companies are flocking to EVO, because it's the best way to reach the FGC, the core audience they seem to abandon for years.
You may call me G.
And at this point, it's possible that these companies need EVO more than EVO needs them. In 2016, EVO exploded again. The launch of Street Fighter V earlier that year brought fans to EVO in droves, with more than 5,000 people in one bracket. No other fighting game tournament has even come close since, not even the next EVO. 2017 was smaller than 2016, but only because Street Fighter V's explosion was unprecedented. It was bigger than 2009, bigger than anything. And that growth has also led to other fighting games finding success at EVO.
Right now, he's got the hype!
So he spent it.
He
spent it.
Tekken joined the 1000 Club in 2017, and even smaller games like Guilty Gear and Killer Instinct have seen strong turnouts at EVO.
Suave!
That Rico has won Killer Instinct 2015!
The champion!
Oh my god!
EVO itself has even grown to include EVO Japan, a 2018 tournament that marked EVO's first time outside North America. EVO 2016 was bigger than ever, which meant the moments were even more explosive. Hungrybox shocked the world with an incredible reset and victory over Melee's defending champion, Armada.
The tournament winner!
And Hungrybox presses forward on the gray stick, and that's the end of EVO 2016. Hungrybox with a miraculous win in set 1 of Grand Finals, and able to beat Armada on such strong counter-pick stages of Fox. That went to the very, 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 very end.
Not only that, but the very, very, very end of the first set and the second set of Grand Finals.
And L.I. Joe fought for America in Street Fighter V all the way to top 8.
And then dashes into the fireball.
In the front, he got him! He spends the critical art! And Joe, he's got it.
Is going to advance.
No, he got it just at the end, and L.I. Joe takes it. He lives in the tournament, the lone American representative.
And while EVO 2017 may have had smaller attendance numbers, the tournament still saw some incredible runs. JDCR and Saint duked it out for Tekken 7's first place trophy.
I don't know what to say. He can't do much.
Oh, and JDCR is our EVO 2017 champion.
Salem emerged triumphant over Zero after a grueling 10-game Smash 4 Grand Finals.
Put the screws to, oh my lord, is this how it is?
Oh my god!
Over! It is over, Salem! He does it! Snatches victory from the claws of defeat!
And Tokido made one of the greatest top 8 runs of all time, ending EVO with a message of love for the FGC.
Just one thing I want to say. Fighting game is something so great.
The next year, Tokido made it back to Grand Finals, but Street Fighter crowned an unexpected champion.
Problem X has taken Evolution 2018, and all of UK is elated. They have run up there to swarm him. Tokido has been sent home in 2nd place.
And just before that, the Dragon Ball FighterZ Grand Finals between Sonic Fox and Goichi was the most viewed set in EVO history.
Wait a minute. Yo, wait, do not tell me we're going to summon. Are we going to summon? Oh! And Sonic Fox is your Dragon Ball FighterZ Evolution 2018 champion. He's done it. He's done it.
There is nothing in the world quite like EVO. No esports tournament in the world has the history, the legacy. No tournament has the sheer number of competitors, all of whom get that same shot at the top. No tournament brings the hype, the joy, the sadness, and the incredible feeling of victory that comes with emerging from hundreds, from thousands of competitors as the champion. But there's more to EVO than just the winner. EVO was built by the FGC, and each year is made not just by the people behind the scenes working their asses off. It's made by every competitor, every spectator, every stream monster who contributes to the experience. EVO is about the FGC. It's a celebration of a community that's been through everything. It's the greatest tournament in the gaming world.
Yeah. And that is the best way to put it. EVO is love. The people come back because this event is unlike anything else in the entire video game world.
Yeah. And no matter what happens, it only gets better every year.
Hadouken!
Thanks for watching. If you want more great content just like this, be sure to hit the subscribe button.